live on YouTube.
Hey.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
There's Tokes.
My. It's a tiresome Monday. I'm quite tired.
Well,
I'm very tired.
it do be like that sometimes.
And yet here we are. Here we are on this August 12th edition of Monday Night Magic. We're inadvertently doing PDH tonight.
Nothing wrong with a little PDH.
So, for those of you that don't know what the PDH format is a variant of the Commander format in Magic the Gathering. PDH stands for Pauper, Elder Dragon Highlander. And the difference between it and Commander is instead of having to be a legendary creature as your commander, you can have any creature that has been printed at the rarity of uncommon. So while it could be legendary, for example, I am playing Xiaojun tonight from the Assassin's Creed set. She is a legendary creature that is printed at the uncommon rarity, and as such, she's PDH legal for the commander. Sam is playing my third path Iconoclast PDH deck. Third path Iconoclast, notably, is not a legendary creature.
No.
But is printed at uncommon, and as such is legal as the commander in Pauper EDH. The other 99 cards have to be either basic lands or cards that have been printed at the common rarity. They don't have to necessarily be the common printing of a card, but it has to be a card that was at some point printed at the common rarity. And that is our restriction. Now, are we playing Is It versus Is It? Yeah.
Is it?
Is it? Mine's more artifact synergy, is it? Yours is more spellslinger and artifact. So what Xiaojun does, for those of you that don't know, she is a 3/3 human assassin from the Assassin's Creed set. As long as it's my turn, she has first strike and flying, so basically she wants to attack every turn if she can. And, more importantly, she has tap to untapped artifacts you control, and she deals 1 damage to each opponent. So what I've done with Xiaojun is a lot of cheap artifacts, 0-cost artifacts, and equipment, specifically, because equipment can tap. Because it is an artifact. Even if it's equipped to something, it can still be tapped.
Still just do its thing.
Yes.
I don't care if my sword is pointing at you or sideways. It'll work either way.
It still works. Still works. It's like a gun. Like you got the gun, and then you got the kill shot.
Kill shot.
You know? Anyway,
Third path Iconoclast. When it says whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token.
hey, happy Monday Night Magic from Brandon in the YouTube chat. Yeah, that's right. If you're watching on TikTok, we are also on YouTube. Anyway, you were saying, Sammy.
I wasn't. I think that's it.
Third path Iconoclast.
Yeah, just slinging some spells.
Classic is it shit. Yet again, don't know why our chat bot thing ain't working. I'm probably not going to use that one anymore once we move to the new format eventually. How was the weekend? Exhausting. Very tiresome.
Very busy.
Yeah, pretty much. Got to see some friends this weekend that happened to be in town. One of my friends from college, they're getting married.
Oh.
And that'll be coming up in the fall. Had the bachelor party recently, and the bachelorette party was supposed to be this weekend, but Tropical Storm Debbie kind of ruined their fucking Debbie. Kind of ruined. Debbie. It's always a Debbie. Kind of ruined the plans for the week. So they came back after 2 days. They were supposed to be gone for like 7.
Oh wow.
Wow, this hand would be great if it hadn't land in it.
You know.
And so now all of them are back, and the boys were like,
we were back in town.
I was like, we were gonna hang out and we were gonna like chill a little bit this week, but now everyone's coming back, and it's like, all right, well, we got one night, so let's play a round of betrayal and have some pizza.
There you go.
We had the dragon haunt.
Okay.
So it was like hunting a dragon.
I remember that one. You have the armor and
it triggers when you get the spear.
The spear, yeah.
And then you have to try and find the armor and the shield possibly and fight the dragon. We were one damage away from killing the dragon when the dragon got us.
Gotcha.
It was like that. It was like that. Betrayal's fun, but yeah, I got to catch up with some college buddies,
Nice.
and hear the tales of how one of them had heart surgery recently. But
Oh my.
yeah, but we're not gonna get into that on the live stream. I don't like this hand.
I will keep mine. It's not the best, but I'll keep it.
I can't. It had 2 sources of mana, but they were both only red, and I had like 2 blue spells. House Row Mulligan. This is a required keep. Per the rules of our House Row Mulligan. All right, let's roll these. I'm going to roll my gift bundle for Modern Horizons 3 D20.
I'm going to roll this Bloomburrow regular D20. 2.
18.
Wait.
All right. We'll draw for turn. All right. We're going to play a Swiftwater Cliffs. It enters tapped. I gain a life. Go to 26. Now pass.
All right. I'll draw.
Hold on. Do you think for Pauper Brawl, because one of the differences between Commander and Pauper EDH is the starting life total, because in Pauper EDH it's 30 starting life and 16 Commander damage as opposed to 40 starting life and 21 Commander damage. So for Brawl, do you think we should start at 20?
I don't know.
Let's carry on like this.
All right. Sounds good to me. I will play this island, and then I will pass the turn.
All right, we'll untap. We'll draw. Ooh. All right. We can do something. Let's do an island. And we'll tap them, and I'm going to cast a Wedding Invitation. When the Wedding Invitation enters the battlefield, I draw a card. Sorry, when it enters, I draw a card.
Got to get that Oracle text update.
That's true. And then I can sack it and make a creature unblockable.
Very nice.
I'll pass.
There we go. Untap, upkeep, and draw for turn. I will play this mountain, and then I will tap both.
Oh, Brent and Debbie Downer, you fuck.
And I'll play Third Path Iconoclast.
Ooh,
And I will pass the turn.
I'll untap. We'll keep it. We'll draw. Cool. We're going to do a Great Furnace, which is an artifact land, notably.
It's pretty okay, Furnace.
It's the slightly above average furnace.
Yes.
And then we'll cast my own commander, Xiaojun.
It's the 7 inches Furnace.
Yeah, the 7 inches. That's slightly okay.
Slightly
It's
above
like
average.
the 3.5-inch furnace. I'll pass.
I don't know what kind of sub sandwiches you're getting at Subway these days, but all right.
Hey, yo.
Draw for turn.
Hey.
Let's go ahead and we'll play an island. Then we will tap for 3, and we will cast the Commander Sphere. Classic card. That will trigger the Third Pass Iconoclast, and I'll create a soldier. Can I cast anything else?
For a single mana. That's what it would require.
It would. No, I will go ahead and pass from there.
All right. We'll untap. We'll draw. We're going to... Ooh.
Hey, there we go.
Going to do an island for turn. Going to tap that island, and we're going to basic land cycle an Ash Barrens for a mountain, which is right on the bottom.
Amazing.
That's fantastic. Am I gonna draw a card? I don't think I'm gonna draw a card. I'll just do it now anyway.
All right.
I'll just do it now anyway.
You're in the process.
I'm trying to decide because I've got a couple things I could do, and a couple of them involve drawing a card.
Fair enough.
To be quite frank. So, what I do know is that before I do anything, I will be moving to combat.
All right.
This mountain will go into my hand. I'll move to combat, and I will attack with a 3/3 Xiaojun. She has first strike and flying, as it is my turn.
As my creatures are ground bound, I have no response.
Right,
No blocks.
So you will take your 3.
1, 2, 3.
And... I think I'm just going to cast a Memnonic Sphere. Which does nothing, but I can pay 1 and a blue to sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. And notably, it's an artifact.
It is an artifact.
No, pass.
All right. I will untap. I will upkeep, and I will draw. We'll do an unknown shores, which adds a colorless. Actually, this specifies it adds a generic.
Oh. Unknown Shoresy. That's a different card.
Let's see. What do I want to do? What do we do here?
What do you do for Klondike Bar?
Let's go ahead. I think if I do it like this, I could do 2 spells in a turn. We'll tap for 2 red and 2. We'll play an Unexpected Windfall, discarding this Autonomous Furnace. That will trigger the third path Iconoclast to get me a soldier.
Jay Uchiha, you want to play? You wish you could play?
Draw 2 cards.
You can play Magic with whoever you want, anytime.
And create 2 treasure tokens.
Except for when they're busy or not around.
Yeah, you can't play Magic with squares.
Sadly not. Sadly not. Circles only.
Let's see, then that's 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts, so this will cost but 1 mere blue mana. Will be Thoughtcast.
Ah, I like that card.
It's a 5-mana sorcery that has affinity for artifacts, so it costs 1 less for each artifact I control. And it just says draw 2 cards, but that triggers the third path Iconoclast. I'll get another Solge. I'll draw 2 cards. Alright. I'll move to the combats. I will attack with the 2-1 and the 1-1.
Alright, in the declare blocker step, I will tap 2 artifacts and deal you damage.
Alright.
Per the ability of Sharpshooter. And then I will declare no blockers, and I will end up taking 3.
3.
1, 2, 3. I'll go to 23.
Cool. Second main phase, I will just go ahead and pass from there, I think.
Alright. We'll untap. We'll draw. Ooh, there we go. Alright, cool. We're going to do a mountain for turn. I'm going to tap that mountain. I'm going to cast a Voldaren Epicure. When it enters the battlefield, you take 1 damage. Per its ability. And I create... Do I not have a blood token? Nope. We have like 2 blood tokens in this entire household. That's a blood token.
Sure.
I don't know how there's so few blood tokens. I literally have 1 in my vampire deck.
I have a custom acrylic one from RK Post, but that's the only one I have.
Very nice.
I feel like somebody along the line, they're like, I need a blood token, and we just, every time they've needed a blood token,
We just let them have it.
Yeah.
I tap for blue and 2, and I'm going to cast Artificer's Epiphany. It has draw 2 cards. If I control no artifacts, I discard a card. I have several artifacts, so I just get to draw 2 cards.
All right.
So I draw 2. Oh, hello. Oh.
Won a game with Massacre Girl this weekend, so
hell yeah.
Getting 2 more cards that I think will be even better and have an infinite combo.
Hell yeah. I love a combo. Anyway, I'll move to combat now. I'll attack with a 3/3 in the air. That has first strike as well.
Indeed. Before declare blockers, I will sacrifice these 2 treasure, and I will cast a Braid, dealing 3 damage to Shajun. That'll trigger him.
I don't have the mana to respond to that. All right, fair enough. She will go to the zone of commanders.
All right.
Before she does, I'll tap all of my artifacts to deal you 2 damage.
Cool.
There we go. All right, she costs 2 more. And I'll pass. That ass.
You're passing on the ass? Untap. Upkeep and draw. Let's go ahead and play this mountain. Let's tap that mountain and play a Monetary Swift Spear. As this is one of your favorite cards, I've never cast it before.
It's a good card. Gained 30 life, which in turn made them lose 30 life. That's so fucked, Brandon. I love it.
I love it. I love it. All right, then let's go ahead and do We'll tap for 4. And we'll cast Deep Analysis. Target player draws 2 cards. I will be the target player.
Trigger.
Trigger.
Sorry, only you can't attack with one of them. There's a reason I have 2 artifact soldier tokens in that token pile. One for the ones that can attack, and one for the ones that don't.
Indeed. All
that
right.
Can't attack.
I will move to the Crombats, I guess. I'll attack with these 4 1/1s, and because of the prowess, he is now a 2/3.
I'll block one of the 1/1s.
All right. Trade.
3, 5 total.
5 total.
All right, we will go to 18.
All right, and that is all I got. So go ahead.
All right, untap.
So there's a deck I've been playing around with in mono black. It's the Golem Obsessed Stalker,
Mountain.
which is it's a 1/1 with Skulk.
I'll do 2 for an Arcane Signet
And
and 5 to recast Shojin.
Fair. And it says at the beginning of your end step, if each player who has been dealt damage by a creature named Golem Obsessed Stalker loses life equal to life you've gained this turn. I was like, ooh,
That's fun.
just punch them once, and then punch each person once, and then make sure you can keep your commander on the field by the end of your turn.
Literally.
Gain some life. It'll be good. All right. Let's do an island. Oh, that was dumb. I meant, oh well. I can do that now, technically. I guess we'll start off by tapping 2 and playing Impulse. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand, the rest of them on your library in any order.
Brandon, this isn't an ancient mutant Pokemon card. This is a blood token. We established this earlier in the game. It's a blood token. It's my catch-all token for tokens that I don't have.
I'll put that one into my hand and put these on the bottom of my library.
Jeanette Lynn Byers? Byars? B-Y-A-R-S.
Byars.
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 Yeah, MTG on TikTok. Well, glad you're here for it.
Welcome. Welcome in. Then I'll tap 2 and I'll play Moment of Truth. Same card. Except only 3. And the other one, one goes into my hand, one goes into the graveyard, one goes in the bottom library. Let's do that one into my hand. We'll do Free from Flesh on the graveyard, and that one on the bottom.
The Boodum.
Bottom. What bottom? You what? Alright. Then we will tap for 2. And we'll play a Bitter Reunion. When it enters battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. I'll discard this Forgotten Cave to draw 2 cards. Oh my god. Cool. That will also trigger the 3rd path. And that. And then sure, just for funsies, we'll crack the Bitter Reunion to give everything haste.
Sure.
Move to combat. Swing.
10 total?
Yeah.
11.
Sure, yes. That's, 4 plus.
I'll go to 7.
Okay.
Before you end your turn, I tap 2 artifacts to do you damage. I assume you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Untap. Upkeep draw. All right. Not what I was really hoping. All right. First, I'm going to tap for blue and 1. I'm going to cast Repeal with X = 1, targeting your Monastery Swift Spear. Returns to your hand, and I draw a card. Cool. At least you got 1 less mana. We'll do an island for a turn. I'll do red and 2 for Anatoly's Favor, enchanting Shojin. When it enters the battlefield, I discover 3. She gets +1/+1 in trample now. Discover 3. Looking for a non-land permanent with 3 or less. We get an Ornithopter. Not the best thing to get off the top. That's fine. That's fine. It's an artifact.
It is, yes.
Then we're going to move to combat. I'm going to attack you with a 4/4 in the air with first strike and trample.
I have no blocks.
Okay. You will take your 4. And I'll pass.
Alrighty. Untap. Draw. Let's see. Play a mountain. Recast the spear, pardon me.
Mm-hmm. Do we have a P.O. box? No, we do not, Brandon. Brandon also sent us a DM, Sam, of asking what our favorite color combinations were. And when I asked why, he was like, don't worry about it.
I'm so worried about it.
Yeah. I said you were Jund and I was Jeskai.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. No, Brandon, we do not have a P.O. box. Also, Brandon. Also, for anyone that's on the live that knows us, we're moving like very soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. Maybe don't send us something. as much as we appreciate you, Brandon.
And we do appreciate you.
Very much so.
You do too much for us already.
That is true.
I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to play the Is It Charm, choosing to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards.
I'm going to respond to that, and I'm going to cast Negate. You already have too many cards in hand.
Okay. I believe I still get the triggers.
Yeah, you still get the trigger to make the thing and get the prowess.
That's fine.
Where to? We're staying... Sam's moving further north into Ohio, and I'm staying in northern Kentucky.
Then...
We'll probably bring it up in the next podcast, Brandon, to be fair.
Which is tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow. We do record that tomorrow.
It is. Manana.
For those of you that don't know, that might be paying attention, the Duels and Mandorks podcast, we record it every other week on Tuesdays, live on TikTok, and then we post it on Wednesday for Patreons, and post it the following Monday for everybody. It's a fun time.
Indeed.
I'm hanging on by a thread. I don't think I'm winning this. In fact, mathematically, I think I cannot at this point.
Tap a red for a Flame Blessed Bolt targeting the Ornithopter.
Yeah. I'll respond to it by dealing you 2 damage by tapping all my artifacts, and when you move to combat, I will lose.
Cool. There we go.
G to the G.
G to G. G into P.
Anyway, to get off the subject of us moving, because it's the end of an era.
It's been 4 years.
It's the end of an era, in a way. What do you guys think of Mystery Boosters 2?
Electric Boogaloo.
It's a little fucking wild.
I watched a little. I remember the day it was announced. We were at Gen Con, obviously, and you were on some social media, I assume, looking at all the Twitter, looking at all the reveals.
Some weird shit in it. There's a lot of weird shit.
Those playtest cards, some of them are very fun.
Oh yeah.
I really like Indicate.
Oh yeah.
Target creature.
Creature. Well, that's based on the Sharpie Cube meme where people have been crossing out Vindicate and making it just target creature and like, hey, combos with Nadu.
I also like the all of the the meme references. Like there's the cow.
Yeah.
The dairy cow. There's a card now called Jund 'em Out based on the loading ready run thing. But yeah, those are all cool.
Jund 'em Out. There's also weird, super crazy, powerful things. Like in the last Mystery Booster set, you had the Eldrazi Sliver.
Oh yeah, the Slivdrazi.
The Slivdrazi Overlord, which was a Sliver and an Eldrazi. It was fucky. And now you have the completed Kozilek, which is a Phyrexian and an Eldrazi. Which also, the concept of an Eldrazi Titan being Phyrexianized is horrifying. Beyond all imagining. There's so many fun. I like the there's Red and One.
Red and One, yeah, the baby brain.
The Planeswalker Land, which is they just get into like super wacky card designs and stuff. Plus, on we're getting physical printings that are not going to be legal in basically any format of arena cards.
Yeah.
Like arena exclusive cards like the big one that people talk about is Oracle of the Alphas.
Mm-hmm.
The one that in arenas there's this keyword called conjure, where when you cast a card and it says conjure whatever, you basically just create those cards, and it's usually conjure 4 lightning bolts and shuffle them into your deck, or conjure whatever.
The power 9.
Yes, the Oracle of the Alphas is conjure the power 9 and shuffle it into your deck, and it's like, okay, well that definitely can't work in paper. So
yeah,
it's fucky, absolutely fucky.
There's also, they're printing a bunch of things in white border that have never been printed in white border, like Uro. It's very shocking in white border.
It's something. It is something. I'll keep it. Why not?
I too shall keep.
All right. I lost, so I'll go first. Shall I? We draw for turn. Ooh, cool. I'll do Mountain, and I'll tap it for a Reckless Lackey, one of my favorite cards from Atlas of Thunder Junction.
There you go.
1 mana, 1/2 with first strike and haste. I can pay 1 in a red to sack it, draw a card, and create a treasure token. I'll move to combat. I'll attack it for 1.
I'll take 1.
I'll pass.
Draw for turn. We'll play this island, and then we'll tap it, and we will preordain. Scry 2, then draw a card. I'll put that on the bottom. I'll put that on the top, and then I'll draw that card, and I'll say go.
All right, we'll untap. We'll upkeep and we'll draw. Nice. Do an island, and I'll tap 2, and we're bringing it back out. Come to my wedding. Here's an invitation. I'll draw a card. And I'll pass. Oh, sorry, I'll attack you for 1. I'll pass. I know. I remember how my cards work. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Draw.
Everything's good. Everything's good.
It's like that. Do you remember when we were watching when that guy? I assume he's still putting out the Presidents Play Magic.
Oh my God, those videos are so good.
And one of the running jokes was Biden would forget to go to combat. Oh, I forgot to go to combat.
He's got like 4 million squirrel. Like he's just making a fuck ton of squirrel tokens always, and he just forgets to do combat. Trump's always playing the walls deck. Oh my God. Presidents Play Magic. Please look that up on YouTube. It is so funny.
Go ahead.
All right. We'll untap. We will draw. Ooh. We'll do an island. We'll tap for 3. We'll bring out Shajin. I'll move to combat. I'll attack you for 1.
I'll take 1.
I'll pass.
Untap. Draw. Let's do an island. We'll tap for 2, and we will cast a Raid Bombardment. Trigger on the 3rd path. The soldier will come in before Raid Bombardment will, so no damage. But then I will tap for 1, and I will cast Stern Dismissal, creating a second dude. That'll trigger Raid Bombardment and deal you 1.
To my face?
To your face.
Pink.
I believe Raid Bombardment must go to your face.
Oh, it must go to my face?
Or a Planeswalker, which
Oh.
I don't think is effectual right now.
No. There's no common printed Planeswalker.
Then we'll do Stern Dismissal, return target creature enchantment to his opponent's hand, will return Xiaozhen to your hand.
Okay.
And I will pass.
Okay.
Oh, wait. How you do?
I go to 22. I'll untap. I'll draw. Nice. Do a mountain. I will recast Xiaozhen. I'll tap for red, and I'll cast a Mirren Bane Splitter, equipping onto Xiaozhen. I'll cast Ornithopter. I'll move to combat. I'll attack you with a 1/2.
I'll take 1.
I'll pass.
All right. Untap. Draw. I will play this Swiftwater Cliffs. It'll enter the battlefield tap, but when it does, I gain a life.
So will there still be Monday Night Magic after the move, Brandon? That's a good question. We're going to do it spell table style.
Yeah, and we're gonna.
We might end up taking a week off, probably the last week of August, because I think that Monday is the 26th. In the thick of moving and setting things up, so I don't think we're gonna do that Monday Night Magic probably, but we'll see.
We'll see. But that will also give us the ability to incorporate some new things, like maybe a Gemini, just a regular one.
Yeah,
One you'd expect.
a rather typical.
Yes.
Or maybe perhaps a Patreon member.
Maybe. However,
You never know.
you never know.
Brandon. You never know. We didn't bring that up until now, Brandon, because we don't know.
We're figuring it out as we go.
Spell table makes it way easier to do a 4-player game than doing it in person like this. So, it probably won't be every single Monday Night Magic that's 4 people, but occasionally.
Maybe 1 or 2. I'll pass for now.
Oh.
Waggles
On your end step, I'll tap 2 artifacts and I'll deal you damage.
Alrighty.
I'll untap. No combat. Interesting.
Well, yeah.
Won't draw for turn.
Kind of had a 5-3 on board right now, so.
Is it a 5? Oh, yeah, it is 5-3. I thought it was a 4-3. Anyway.
Either way.
Okay. What do we want to do? How do we want to do this? I'll cast a Prophetic Prism. When it enters the battlefield, I draw a card. Nice. I'll cast a Bone Saw.
Bone Saw is ready.
I'll cast a Ceremonial Knife.
Ceremonial Knife is ready.
It is ready. I'll pay 1 to equip the Bone Saw onto Xiaojun. We'll move to combat. I will attack with just Xiaojun, who's currently a 6/3 with flying and first strike.
Before damage.
Mm-hmm.
Tap for 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll play Lightning Strike, targeting Xiaojun to deal 3 damage. That'll
Shoot
trigger him. Raid Bombardment will do you 1 damage.
Tink. I'll pass.
Alrighty. Untap. Draw for turn.
We have a backup plan. It's not a good backup plan.
But it's a backup plan nonetheless.
It is a plan. I would have I should have responded. and
Yeah,
tapped, but
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
then-
could have done that for 3. And I would.
Better 3 than 6.
Yeah.
Plus 3. Probably 9.
Oh, this is my hand from the last game that I didn't shuffle in my deck. I'm just gonna do that now. We're keeping it casual here, guys.
Alright, I'm going to start by tapping.
Brandon, yes, in other words, you do need to get spell table. All you need is a webcam and a microphone.
For the Kessig Flame Breather, whenever I cast non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Christ. I made this deck.
You did.
I hate that deck.
Then I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to cast a Thrill of Possibilities,
I love that
discarding
card.
this Bring the End.
Who is your Is It commander? We're both playing Is It. I'm playing Xiaojun. She is a human assassin from the Assassin's Creed set. When it's my turn, she gets flying and first strike, and I can tap 2 untapped artifacts I have on the battlefield to deal a damage to each opponent. Sam, what's your Is It commander?
I'm playing Third Path Iconoclast. Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I create a 1/1 soldier artifact creature token. So I cast Thrill of Possibilities, discarding Bring the End. So that will deal 1 damage from Kessig Flame Breather. Create a soldier, and that will deal 1 damage from Raid Bombardment.
Brandon, our webcam's expensive. Do I need a desktop? You do not need a desktop. If you have a laptop, you'll be fine. Webcams you can get for like $30-$40.
I was gonna say I think they're Logitech, so about
This
less than
one,
30.
this one I think is $35-$40. So do with that information what you will. Just make sure that whatever lights you use, like a lamp or whatever, off to the side, not directly over top, because you get reflection on the sleeves and it's glare and all that stuff. That's why we have lights way over there, but not right there.
I'll move to combat and I'll attack with 3 1/1s.
Do you have any untapped mana?
I do not.
I'll block one of the 1/1s with a 1/2 with first strike, and I'll take 2. Cool. Go to 19.
And that's me. Go ahead.
We'll untap.
I like the Assassin's Creed. Have a lot of fun with Bossum. I have a Bossum deck. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm hoping they print some more, because there's actually a lot of cool equipment. That's what I've been using as equipment. A lot of cool equipment in Dimir colors. Unfortunately, the support's not super there. Support's mostly gone to Boros over the past several years, but
That is true.
there's a couple, like Brass Squire. That's pretty cool. Like colorless attaching art equipment stuff. So I'd be cool if something else came along in the Dimir colors to add to that deck in the future.
Going into the tank here a little bit. Got a lot of options. None of them are super great. We'll do this one, which is kind of alright. We'll do Glimpse the Impossible. Exile the top 3 cards in my library. Until the end of my next turn, I can play those cards.
There you go.
At the beginning of my next end step, so not this end step, but the next end step, if any of those cards... Oh, sorry, I can do them this turn. My apologies. If they remain in exile, for each one that does remain in exile, I create an Eldrazi token. So we got 3 cards to go into exile. They are... None of them lands. All right, that's not fantastic, but... Okay, I can literally cast none of these. That's fine. We'll be getting 3 Eldrazi tokens later. I'll do 1, and we'll equip the Bone Saw. Bone Saw's ready. We'll put it on the Reckless Lackey. I will not do combat. I'll move to my end step. Those 3 will remain in exile, and I'll create 3 Eldrazi spawn tokens. Do I have an Eldrazi spawn? I'll go grab it. I'll find an Eldrazi spawn.
Started a blue-black obsession recently. I built Vern right after. Nice.
Nice.
I'm going to untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Remember, guys, these are PDH decks, so they're not supposed to have all the tokens, kind of. It's fine. It's part of the vibe.
Part of the charm.
Part of the charm of it all.
It's part of the cards.
Yeah. All right. Eldrazi. Spawn. There we go. There's an Eldrazi spawn. I got 3 of them. Got 3 of those bitches.
I'll tap for 2, and I'll cast the enchantment Makeshift Munitions.
Nice.
That will trigger the third path Iconoclast, and which will trigger Raid Bombardment, and it'll trigger Keswick Frame Breather, so you take 2.
I got a 17.
And Makeshift Munitions says I can pay 1 and sacrifice an artifact or creature to deal 1 damage to any target. Where are we? I will move to combat, and I will attack with 3 1/1s.
I will block one of the 1/1s with my first striking 2/2.
Alright, before damage, I will pay 1 and sacrifice the blocked one to activate Makeshift Munitions and deal 1 damage to your face.
I go to 16.
And then...
And I will take 2 more. I'll go to 14.
Alrighty.
And one of them, or the blocked one, dies.
Yes, that is correct. Oh, pass.
All right. Untap. Upkeep, draw. Ooh. Hey, you. Okay. One of my favorite additions from Bloomburrow, the Fountainport Bell.
Yeah, that's a good card.
When it enters the battlefield, search my library for a basic land, shuffle, put it on top. Pretty great. Looking for an island. We'll shuffle. It is important that I shuffle now because I think I might be cracking that and drawing a card here in a little bit.
Crack that out on the floor. Crack that. Give me some more. Crack that.
The next thing that I'm going to be doing, once I am done shuffling this, don't mind me.
I am, as
That
very
island
clearly, not minding him.
That island goes on top. Red, blue, and 3. By sacrificing the Eldrazi spawn, we're going to recast Shadowjin. We will tap the Wedding Invitation and the Fountainport Bell to deal you 1 damage. I will then pay 1 to sack the Fountainport Bell. We'll draw a card. Wow, I'll play this island for turn.
Cambridge.
And I will tap it to cast a Furnace Spellbomb. I will not be declaring any attackers this combat, and I will pass the turn.
Alrighty. We'll untap. Upkeep and draw. We'll play this mountain for turn.
Gotta make the lands look good.
Gotta make it's all about the aesthetic, you know?
It really is. It really, really is.
We'll tap for 2, and we'll play a Bitter Reunion. That will trigger third path.
You're just getting like every enchantment that's in that deck.
So you'll end up taking 2 damage.
Tink tink. I got a 12.
When it enters the battlefield, I will discard this Syncopate to draw 2 cards. Let's go ahead and tap 2 for a Peregrine Survivor.
Nice. Mana dork.
Mana Dork. The Raid Bombard will deal you 1.
Go to 11.
Then I'm going to tap 1. And I'll cast Shared Discoveries. As an additional cost to cast it, tap 4 untapped creatures you control. 4. Then I'll also create a second Doob. So I have 1 untapped, 1 tapped. And Ray Bombardment and Keswick Fang Barrier.
Go to 9.
And I'll draw 3 cards. Great. Then I will just pass from there.
Okay. On your end step, I tap 2 artifacts, deal you damage. Tap 2 artifacts, deal you damage. Tap 2 artifacts, deal you damage for a total of 3.
3.
We untap. And we draw. Ooh, what do you do? Oh. Very cool. We're going to tap for 2, and I'm going to equip the ceremonial knife onto Shajan. Then we will tap 1. I'm going to move the Bone Saw onto Shajan.
Bone Saw's ready.
Then I think we are going to move to combat. I'm going to attack with a flying 6/3 with first, or sorry, a 5/3 with first strike.
I have no blocks.
All right, you will take 5. When it deals combat damage to you, I create a blood token, which will be represented by this ancient Mew.
Very good.
I'm going to just put her equipment over here.
Sure.
It's probably easier this way. Second main, we will not do anything. We'll pass.
Tippity-tappity. Up Crippity-crappity and draw. Alright. I'm going to start by playing an island. Then we're going to second by tapping that island, and we'll cycle Remote Isle to draw a card. Great.
That'd be hilarious if you got the other cycle land.
Yeah.
There's 2 in there.
Well, I'll tell you, I cycled it into an island.
Hey, perfect.
I guess we'll tap for 1, and we'll play Distortion Strike, targeting gains +1/+0 and unblock. We'll do it on the third path Iconoclast.
Mm-hmm.
That will get me a soldier and deal damage from Keswick and Ray Bombardment, so 2. And it gains rebound.
Tink tink.
Then I guess I'll move to combat.
Mm-hmm.
I will pay 1 and sack the Bitter Reunion to give that 1 soldier haste.
Sure.
And then I will attack. Third path cannot be blocked. 6 1/1s.
All right. Block 2 of them with a 1/2 with first strike and a 0/2, and I'll take 1, 2, and then 4 would be 6.
6. Sure. Before damage, I will.
Oh, sorry. 7. Because that's giving him +1/+1.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would take me to 0.
All right.
And I die.
Well, 4 damage.
I'll respond by tapping all my artifacts and dealing you 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, and I'll die.
Okay.
And then I'll pay 1 and I'll sack the Skull Bomb to draw a card. That would not have helped. Very good. G to the G. Math is hard sometimes.
You know, it is.
Particularly when the card that I need to be adding is over there.
I learned from you.
I learned it from you.
I made it for you.
So in the PDH format, Third Path Iconoclast is like one of the top tier decks.
Yeah, definitely.
And I haven't even optimized it for like CPDH, competitive PDH, which does exist. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's to the fact that it's every non-creature spell. Most uncommons like to give you that limiting factor of like once per turn.
Yep.
But he can pop
And it's just like
off.
It's like you get all the non-creature cast synergies, which I think is one of the better synergies.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, you have a small army of 1/1s. So you've got like a great number of blockers that can chump basically anything. And then if you're swinging 9 things at someone, like
Yeah.
it's just tough. Great fodder for sacrifice. There's so
Since
many.
they're artifacts, you get to do that thing too. Again, the other is it thing.
So many fun things with Third Path. Gretchen Titchwillow is the other big CPDH commander because she has an like draw your deck combo between her and a land that's enchanted with one of those auras that lets it tap for more.
Yeah.
And like an untapper. Or the the enchantment that's pay a blue to untap target to untap enchanted permanent.
Yeah.
I think that's it. And you do that with one of your creatures that taps to untap target land, and then if that land taps for 2, then you shoop to dupe, infinite mana. And then with Gretchen, you can dump that into her activated ability to draw your deck. Anyway, can you tell I'm into CPDH? A mild amount. Not that there's much content on it, but it's pretty neat. Pretty neat format, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll keep this.
Finish shuffling. Oh, hey, Psycho Soldier.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Monday Night Magic. We're playing Magic the Gathering PDH decks. Commanders. I'm playing Xiao Jun from the Assassin's Creed from Assassin's Creed set. Human Assassin. She's a 3/3. If it's my turn, she has flying and first strike. And if I tap 2 untapped artifacts I control, she deals 1 damage to each opponent.
And I'm playing the Third Path Iconoclast. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token.
Now you might be saying, Sam, that's not a legendary creature.
It's not.
It's not. But we're playing PDH, which only requires that your commander is a card that has been printed at uncommon. I really do genuinely love this format. And it's a great use for like random bulk that you're not really going to use because they're just bulk commons that can easily find a very good home. Obviously, something like Third Path Iconoclast, you're still playing a lot of staples.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll do an island for turn. We'll tap it for a Surgical Skull Bomb, and I'll cast a Tormod's Crypt. And I'll pass.
Untap, upkeep, and draw.
Tormod's Crypt is a little bit of a weird one. It's a 0 mana artifact. I can tap it to sack it and exile target player's graveyard. I like it because it's a 0 mana artifact.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That doesn't really need to be tapped for anything except when I really need to deal with the graveyard player.
I'll play an island and I'll pass.
We'll untap. We'll draw. Ooh. Play the Great Furnace. I'll also pass.
All right, I'll draw for turn. I'll play this mountain. I'll tap 2, and I'll play the Third Path, and I'll pass.
We'll untap. We'll upkeep. We'll draw. Ooh. Okay. We'll play a mountain, and then we'll bring out Xiao Jun, and I'll pass.
Untap, Draw. We'll play an island. We will then tap 2 and demand answers, discarding this island to draw 2 cards.
I respond by tapping 2 artifacts to do you damage. Ha! I did that earlier than you were expecting.
Then I will pass with. Oh, sorry, I would have created a soldier. I know how this game works. Pass.
We'll untap. Draw. Nice. Do an island for turn. We're going to do 3 red and 2. We're going to cast a Mine Raider. When it enters the battlefield, it's a 3/2 with trample, and when it enters the battlefield, if I control another outlaw, which includes assassins, you might know. If I control another outlaw, I create a treasure token. Doop, doop. That's the Tolarian Community College one. Anyway, ooh, yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll move to combat. I'll attack you for 3 in the air.
I have no blocks. I'll take 3.
Ting, ting, ting. I'll pass.
Untap. Draw. We'll do this mountain. We'll tap for 1. And we'll play Shock, dealing 2 damage to that creature.
I'll respond. I'll tap 2 to do you damage.
Okay.
I'll tap 1, sack the surgical skull bomb to draw a card, and he'll die.
Alright. I'll get another soldier. Then I'll tap 2, and I'll play the Is It Charm, choosing the mode draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Getting another soldier. Oh no. Drawing 2 cards. Discarding an island and an Unknown Shores. Unfortunate. Very well. Attack you for 3.
I will take 3. I'll go to 22.
Oh, yes.
All right, we'll untap. We'll upkeep and we'll draw. Oh, okay. We'll do a mountain. We'll do 2 for an arcane signet. Move to combat. I will attack with the 3/3 in the air.
I have no blocks.
All right, you'll take your 3. Second main. Blue and 1. I'm going to cast Utter Insignificance, targeting your 3rd path iconoclast. He becomes a 1/1 with no abilities.
All right.
I can pay 2 and a colorless to exile him.
You can.
I don't have a source of color.
That's true.
So, he's a 1/1 now. You now have 4 1/1s.
Amazing.
And I'll pass.
Untap. Draw.
It's like one of the few answers I have in this deck. That's my problem with Xiaojun. I'm like, ooh, artifact synergies. And I'm like, I should probably put a braid in here, or shock, or lightning bolt.
I'll play a mountain. I'll tap it to cycle the Forgotten Cave.
Maybe even like a bounce effect in blue, you know,
Wow.
like standard standard regular removal. Which
There is a bounce effect attached to that card.
Oh yeah. Oh well. I'm not paying 3. I'm not paying 1 mana to cast it and then 3 more mana to do that and draw a card. I'm not investing 4 mana into that effect. Anyway. But I do get to draw a card off of it, so you know. 6/1, half dozen the other.
All right. I will then tap for 1, and I will exile 7 cards from my graveyard.
Oh, Treasure Cruise, nice.
Play Treasure Cruise. I'll draw 3 cards.
Delve, baby. That's a great keyword.
It really is. Alrighty.
You should have made another 1/1.
Nope. No abilities.
Oh, that's right. I cast the card that did that, and I didn't even realize it. That's a
You fool.
That's on me. That's on me.
We're going to tap for 3, and we're going to cast the Wing Commando. It is simply a 2/2 with flying and prowess.
I love that's such a good card. If it costs 1 less, it would be a staple.
It'd be ridiculous, yeah. I'll move to combat, and I will attack for 4.
Before damage, I'll tap 4 artifacts to deal you 2, and I'll take 4. And I'll go to 18.
And I will pass.
All right, we'll untap. We'll upkeep it. We'll draw. Ooh, cool. Mountain for turn. We're going to do red and 4, and I'm going to cast a Rapacious Dragon. It's a 3/3 with flying. You might think, oh, 5 mana for a 3/3 with flying. It also makes 2 treasure tokens.
Rebate. That's what they call a mail-in rebate.
Pretty much. Pretty much rebated. Fully rebated. Rebitten, indeed. Move to combat. I'm going to attack you with a 3/3 with first strike in the air.
I will not block.
You will take your 3, and you will like it.
I will tolerate it.
Now pass.
Untap.
You are going to take your 3 damage, and you are gonna
Draw.
like it. That's a SpongeBob reference.
Island? Is it?
It is. How many mana is that?
3.
3 mana for a 2/2 flyer with prowess. Actually ain't that bad.
Not terrible.
It's definitely better in a limited environment from Brothers War.
Yeah.
But it's one of those cards, like, I've put it in several spellslingery prowessy decks, and it's always like, it always gets eked out by like all of the other synergies that are going on.
Yeah. I'm going to play Impulse. I'll look at the top 4 cards of my library, put one of them into my hand, one of them, and with the rest on the bottom of my library in any order.
In a Pauper EDH format, though, a 3 mana 2/2 flyer, already, not terrible, but then having prowess, which synergizes with the non-creature cast going on. It's a fun little bit.
It's a great bit. Well, it's a great bit. Then I'll pay 1, and I will opt. I'll scry 1 and then draw a card.
Got 2 prowess triggers on that Winged Commando. Prophet, man, is this duel? This is 2-player commander, aka Brawl, but we're doing PDH decks, so Pauper commander decks, and not regular commander decks, as we are known to do generally.
So I kept it on top, and I drew a card. Then I'll tap 1, and I will lightning bolt the dragon. I'll get rid of your blocker, unless you have a response. Because you do have quite a bit of mana actually open right now.
Gonna sack a treasure. And tap the Arcane Signet to counterspell
Alrighty.
the lightning bolt. I was like, ooh, am I going to be able to finesse this? I'm like, no, you got to tap to sack the treasure. It's not a gold token.
Yeah.
There's like 3 things that make a gold token, and none of them are common. I'm very upset. Because otherwise, that card would be in this deck.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll move to combat. I'll attack with everything I got. So it's 3 1/1s on the ground, 4 1/1s on the ground, and a 5/5 in the air.
I'll block one of the 1/1s on the ground. I'll take, with a 3/8.
Before damage,
Okay.
I will tap for 1, and I'll play Aspirant Ascent, targeting, I guess, the Wing Commando, to give it +1/+3 and Toxic 1.
Sure.
So add another 2 damage to whatever you said previously.
10 total.
Sure.
We got an 8.
Alrighty, and you have a poison counter.
I'm not keeping track of that.
That's fine.
I'll respond to the damage by tapping 4 to deal you 2 damage.
Okay. And then I will go ahead and pass from there.
We'll untap. That's the great benefit of the treasure token. It remains untapped, and I can tap it to deal damage, and if I need it for mana, I can use it for mana. We'll draw for turn. Play Mountain. We'll do blue and 3, and I'm going to cast Repeal, targeting your Winged Commando. You bounce back to your hand. Draw a card. X had to equal 3 because it's a 3 mana creature.
Indeed it is.
So it's not a great bounce effect. but I draw a card off of it.
You know, could be worse.
It could. We'll move to combat. I'll attack you for 6 in the air.
I'll take 6.
And I'll pass.
Down to 4. Untap. Draw.
We're out here trying to stop the sweep, man. That's all we're doing. We're trying to stop the sweep.
Mountain. This is cost reduced by 2, so it only costs 3. We'll thought cast. Draw 2 cards.
Cost reduced by the 2 artifact creatures that he hasn't played. Thoughtcast is low-key a great card that I never see play. Yeah, if you're blue and you're playing artifacts, man. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, but it's only 2 cards, and if for some reason you don't have your artifacts, and it's like 5.
I feel like it's easy to get 2 artifacts into play.
It
you
is.
know?
Oh,
and then at that point, it's just divination. You have more than 2 artifacts in play. That's a better divination.
That's all right. We're going to, I guess, move to combat. I'll attack for 3.
I will take my 3.
All right.
Before
Second
you-
main phase? Nope. Second main phase.
I go to 5.
Unfortunate.
I have 1 card in hand. I thought I had no. But I put my hand over here again.
We'll replay the Wing Commando. And pass.
On your end step, I'll tap 4 artifacts to deal you 2 damage.
Yep.
We'll untap. We'll upkeep. We'll draw. Nice. Play mountain. We'll do... I'm going to not play that mountain.
Sure.
Because I'm going to do 3 for a stern lesson. Draw 2, discard a card, and create a tap Power Stone token. Great. I discard a mountain. I'll play a mountain. I'll put that island in my hand aside. And I create a tapped Power Stone token. Not really helpful, but it was the only thing that I could do this turn. And if this game were to go longer, source of mana, whatever.
Sure.
I'm gonna move to combat. I'm gonna attack for 6.
Yeah, I'll block 1.
Yeah.
Take 3.
And then I'll tap 4 to
Yeah.
deal you additional. All right, cool. GG.
GG.
Stop the sweep, baby. Stop the sweep. When in doubt, stop the sweep.
That's one thing I've it's an interesting habit. I think is probably actually a very good habit. That's yours. Well, they're both yours. But anyway,
Both of these are mine, but this goes in that. Yeah.
but that I've noticed. I've watched a guy. He's the most popular. His name is Jorbs. He plays Slay the Spire. That's his thing. And he will always play out his hands like he is going to not necessarily win this turn. Even if it's like, oh, you just need to play the single strike to kill the last enemy. He plays out the hand to make sure that he, has everything the way it should be. Or I don't know if he's getting his reps, if he's sometimes he's manipulating his artifacts, which carry between battles, but it's it's an interesting trait. It's an interesting choice of play style.
I think it's the main reason I do it is because we always play 1-on-1, and I don't want to be in the habit of jumping right into combat in a 4-player game when I'm trying to kill one person. And especially when it's the end of the game like that, it's I'm gonna do all the card draw stuff and card selection stuff.
Yeah.
And leave mana open just in case. And then go in for the kill in the event that some shenanigans are about to occur. And I'll let you shenan once, but I will not allow a second shenan to happen.
Shenan once, shame on me. Shenan twice, shame on you.
Yeah. You will never shenan again. Anyway.
Dumb.
GG, good night. Hope you guys enjoyed the live. For those of you that were hanging out with us, it was rather chill, rather quiet. We're recording the podcast tomorrow. Duels and Manadorks podcast will be live on TikTok if you're watching on TikTok, and you can catch the podcast on Patreon on Wednesday.
For release on Monday.
Or on Monday for the full release, 1 week from today. Anyway, we love you very much.
In the meantime, peace